Well, there's a number of reasons why we're doing a survey. The first is that when we did a stakeholder consultation globally and in all the countries where we have the SLRC, we found that people told us that they didn't know enough about two things. One of them was how things change over time, so how people's access changes over time to basic services, to social protection, to support to their livelihoods, but also how their perceptions of government change over time. And that's really important for us if we want to understand how delivering basic services can then contribute to state legitimacy and to state building or peace building. The second really important thing for us is that we found in our research at the start of the SLRC that there's very little solid quantitative evidence about things like access to basic services. And a lot of that evidence is carried out in a way or developed in a way that doesn't help us understand those changes over time that we're so interested in. So we're able to fill a gap in the current evidence base by doing a survey. When we first started doing our longitudinal panel survey in SLRC, a lot of people said to us that we were crazy. They said that it was too risky, that we'd never be able to generate high quality data. And quite often I got this general response from people which was like being patted on the head and told, "Oh, never mind dear, you'll soon learn." Now, we're really early in the process at the moment. We're going to do the second round of the panel in 2015. So we won't know for a while how successful it's been. But there are a few things we can say about the first round and what we've been able to achieve. I think the first one of those is that because we're doing a longitudinal panel, there are all sorts of procedures that we've put in place in the first round in order to make it easier to find people in the second round. And partly by accident, that's meant that our data quality is much higher than it perhaps would have been. So one example is recording the GPS coordinates of each interview, and that makes it very difficult for anyone to falsify any results or claim that they've completed interviews that they haven't. That's our first thing. The second thing is that we learned in all of the countries where we worked that we need to be really careful of trying to explain everything by using a conflict lens. We learned in lots of countries that it's natural disasters that have the biggest negative impact on people's lives. We're looking into that a little bit more and trying to understand whether it's prevalence or the seriousness of the shock that really counts. But it is stopping us from trying to explain everything through conflict. And then the final thing, we're certainly opening up a conversation now that is helping donors to rethink this assumption that delivering basic services is going to contribute to improved perceptions of governance and then to state legitimacy and state building. So there are already some really positive things coming from the survey that we're learning.